Success didn't knock on Bill Gates' door. It didn't arrive with applause. It didn't come with comfort. And it definitely didn't come easy. Before the billions, before Microsoft, before the world knew his name, Bill Gates was just a young man obsessed with one thing: learning how to think differently, even when it cost him everything. This is not a story about luck. This is not a story about talent alone. This is a story about a tough mindset, the kind that keeps going when others quit, the kind that chooses discomfort over approval, the kind that turns rejection into fuel. Because long before success came into his hands, failure shaped his mind. Bill Gates didn't grow up chasing wealth. He chased understanding. While others were searching for shortcuts, he was willing to stay longer, dig deeper, and struggle quietly. As a teenager, when most people his age were sleeping, Bill was awake, sitting in front of glowing computer screens, teaching himself how machines think. He wasn't forced to do it. No one promised him success. He stayed because curiosity had already taken control of him. He skipped comfort. He sacrificed sleep. He chose learning over leisure. That's where the tough mindset begins. When discipline shows up, even when motivation disappears. When Bill entered Harvard, the pressure increased. He was surrounded by the smartest minds in the world. The expectations were high. The path was clear: graduate, get a safe job, live a respected life. But Bill felt something most people ignore: a vision, a pull toward the future. He saw a world where software would shape everything, and that vision refused to leave him alone. Dropping out of Harvard wasn't courage without fear. It was courage with fear. It meant walking away from certainty and stepping into complete unknown. People doubted him. Some laughed. Others warned him he was making a mistake. But a tough mindset doesn't wait for approval. It moves forward even when reassurance is missing. The early days of Microsoft were not glamorous. There were long nights, failed products, and constant pressure. Competition was fierce. Mistakes were public. Bill Gates failed more times than most people ever hear about. But instead of protecting his ego, he studied every failure like a lesson. While others blamed circumstances, he blamed ignorance and fixed it by learning more. He read constantly. He questioned everything. He pushed himself harder after every setback. Failure didn't break him. It trained him. Then came a moment that tested everything he had built mentally. IBM came looking for an operating system. Bill didn't have one. Most people would have hesitated. Most would have said no. But Bill said yes, and trusted his ability to figure it out later. That decision wasn't reckless. It was the result of years of preparation under pressure. Microsoft took off. Success followed. The world finally noticed. But success didn't change Bill Gates. It revealed what had already been built inside him. Because success doesn't create strong people. Strong people create success. Bill Gates didn't grow up dreaming of being rich. He grew up obsessed with problem solving. As a teenager, while others were sleeping, Bill was awake, staring at glowing screens, teaching himself how machines think. Not because it was required, not because it was easy, but because something inside him refused to rest until the problem was solved. He didn't party much. He didn't chase popularity. He wasn't trying to fit in. Instead, he chased mastery. At Lakeside School, he discovered computers. Rare, expensive, intimidating machines most people were afraid to touch. Bill didn't avoid them. He didn't admire them from a distance. He lived inside them. He skipped meals. He lost sleep. He spent thousands of hours coding, not because someone told him to, but because he couldn't stop. That's the difference most people miss. A tough mindset isn't built when life forces you. It's built when no one is watching, when there's no reward yet, when the only thing pushing you forward is curiosity and obsession. Bill wasn't balanced. He wasn't chasing comfort. He wasn't worried about what he was missing out on. Most people want balance. Bill Gates wanted understanding, and understanding requires sacrifice. He made mistakes, constantly. Programs failed, code broke, ideas didn't work. But he didn't see failure as rejection. He saw it as feedback. Every error taught him something. Every breakdown sharpened his thinking. While others quit the moment things became frustrating, Bill stayed longer, thought harder, tried again. This is where the tough mindset is forged, when frustration becomes fuel instead of an excuse to walk away. He learned early that talent opens the door, but endurance keeps you inside the room. Hours turned into years. Practice turned into instinct. And slowly, quietly, while the world slept, a foundation was being built. Not for fame, not for money, but for dominance through understanding. And by the time opportunity finally showed up, Bill Gates wasn't surprised. He was ready, because success doesn't reward potential, it rewards preparation. And preparation is nothing more than showing up again and again long after motivation fades. That's the tough mindset. Not loud, not flashy, just relentless. Bill Gates got into Harvard University, a dream for many. But even there, he felt something pulling him away. Harvard was prestigious, safe, respected. It was the kind of place that promised certainty, a future already mapped out, a life most people would never dare to leave. But Bill saw something others didn't. He saw a future where software would rule the world, where computers wouldn't be rare machines locked in laboratories, but tools in every home, every office, every hand. That vision followed him everywhere, into classrooms, into lectures, into sleepless nights. And the more he learned, the louder the vision became. So he made one of the hardest decisions of his life. He walked away. He dropped out. People thought he was reckless. Some thought he was arrogant. Others thought he was wasting a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Even his parents were terrified, because from the outside, it looked like failure before it even began. But here's the truth most people never understand. A tough mindset doesn't mean you're fearless. It means you move forward despite fear. Bill didn't drop out because he was confident. He dropped out because staying felt like a betrayal of his purpose. He didn't know Microsoft would succeed. He didn't know the world would accept his ideas. He only knew one thing. He couldn't ignore the vision. So he stepped into uncertainty. No guarantees, no safety net. Just long days, longer nights, and constant pressure. The early years were brutal. Money was tight. The competition was relentless. Every mistake could end everything. There were moments when quitting would have been easier. Moments when doubt crept in quietly and asked, what if they were right? But Bill Gates understood something powerful. Most people wait for certainty. They wait for permission. They wait until the risk disappears. But by then, the moment is already gone. Bill moved with conviction. Conviction isn't confidence. It's commitment without proof. It's showing up when results haven't arrived. It's believing in something before the world agrees with you. Microsoft didn't grow because Bill avoided failure. It grew because he learned faster than failure could stop him. He worked relentlessly. He studied competitors obsessively. He improved products again and again. Every setback sharpened him. Every loss toughened his resolve. He wasn't chasing validation. He was chasing progress. And slowly, the world began to change. Computers became smaller, software became essential, and the future Bill had seen in his mind started becoming reality. But the most important victory didn't happen in boardrooms or business deals. It happened years earlier. The moment he chose conviction over comfort. Because once you make that choice, once you decide to move forward without certainty, nothing can stop you except yourself. That's the power of a tough mindset, not knowing the outcome and moving anyway. So here's the real question. What are you building? Not what do you want, but what are you actually working on when no one is watching? Are you avoiding discomfort? Or are you stepping into it knowing it's the price of becoming better? Are you waiting for permission? Waiting for the right moment? Waiting for someone to tell you you're ready? Or are you creating your own path before the world understands it? Because here's the truth. Most people don't like to hear. Success doesn't come to soft minds. It comes to people who stay curious when others get bored and quit. It comes to people who study failure instead of hiding from it. To people who look at mistakes and ask, what is this teaching me? It comes to those who choose long-term growth over short-term comfort, who say no to distractions, who say yes to discipline, who keep going even when progress feels invisible. Bill Gates wasn't born unstoppable. He wasn't fearless. He wasn't certain. He wasn't guaranteed anything. He trained his mind to stay focused, to stay uncomfortable, to stay learning when others stopped. And that's the part that matters most. Because talent fades, luck runs out, motivation disappears. But a trained mind keeps moving forward. So if you're struggling right now, good. If it feels hard, that's not a sign to stop. That's a sign you're being shaped. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need to keep building, quietly, relentlessly, one difficult decision at a time. Because the same mindset that built Bill Gates is available to you. And it starts the moment you stop choosing comfort and start choosing growth.